Hey, my lovelies. Okay, so now I got to get Instagram going. I am pretty sure I made this public. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure I made this public. So now I got to jump on the Instagram. And so Instagram, you're going to have to bear with me because this will be my first time trying to do the Instagram. So give me a second. I'm going to attempt to do my Instagram live and see if we can get this popping. Okay. Connection is happening. So, there we go. We are live on Instagram and we are also live on YouTube. I don't think this is going to show up live on Facebook because I'm learning as I go. So I haven't not technically learned, figured out how to do all of that yet. So welcome. I'm going to wait for a few more people to come in. I'm super excited. Hey, my lovely. Hey, are you Porsche? How are you, my loves? I'm excited. It's been a minute since I've been live. So this is exciting. Okay, so I'm going to give everybody a few more minutes to jump in. I'm probably only going to be on here for an hour, but just so you guys know. Hey, Kevin, I just saw your major shout out to Kevin. I'm going to have something special for you, Kevin. Kevin was the first one that did his donation for the live lectures. We are going to have a lot of fun, Kevin. I'm going to be giving out a lot of tips. So I'm super excited. And you're going to get a link. I'll send you the link so you can have access to the lectures, okay? So welcome. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Okay, if you're tuning in via YouTube, I miss you guys because y'all know this was our thing on Friday nights. If you're tuning in via Instagram, okay, Instagram is new for me, right? So I'm trying to get my Instagram game up, all right? So how is this journey treating y'all? I miss you too, Kevin. How is this journey treating y'all? So first of all, let me just do a little background while people come in before I start to kind of jump into exactly what this journey is about. Okay. So if you're new to my platform, my name is Kamoy. I am a spiritual advisor, I like to call myself like a spiritual chef, right? Because basically what I do, I take everything in my spiritual toolbox that I am gifted with, that I've studied, that I've experienced, and I share with you guys so you can master your own experiences, right? Because at the end of the day, you're your own guru, right? At the end of the day, you have everything that you need to succeed in life, to have and attract what you want or to repel and push away what you don't want, right? The thing is, if you think about it, it's like gravity, guys, right? Not because you don't know gravity exists means that if you try jumping off of a building, you're not going to have to interact with that law or that principle, okay? It's the same thing with universal laws and principle. Not because you don't know they exist means that they're not in operation, okay? And you're not affected by the energies, okay? So what I do is I try to bring all of the allegories, okay? This is not about religion, okay? So let me just put a disclaimer out here now. I don't debate religion. Okay. I don't even debate spirituality. All right. You are to create your own spirit's ritual. All right. There is no right or wrong way on this journey. You do what works for you. All right. And that is what I've learned. All right. Now, are there maybe steps and laws that you can master and bend and manipulate? Just like in science, once you learn the laws and the rules, then you can do different things with them because you're a master at that shit. Right. That's how this is. However, on your spiritual journey, there is levels to everything. Okay. So there's levels to everything on your spiritual journey. Okay. So what happened was I launched my platform in September of 2018. Hey, beautiful. How are you? The Hawkins Logistics. Just so you know, if you're new, let me tell you now. I read things backwards sometimes. So if I botch your name, that just means that you're officially welcome to the community. Okay. My tribe knows that. So if I botch your name up, that's officially welcome to the tribe and the community. Okay. So I launched my platform in 2018 because I decided to trust my intuition and follow my spirit, which was saying that you have a gift that you need to share. And, we're going to support you. Okay. So I did. I launched the platform in 2018. But what I realized now in 2021, I still operated in the way of the matrix, right? Because I came from corporate America. So I was still trying to operate my spiritual business. Hey, Lori M., how are you, beautiful? I was still trying to operate. I'm double streaming Instagram and YouTube. So if you guys see me bouncing between screens, okay. I realized that I took all of the systemic and confines of corporate America, and I was trying to infuse that in how my business should run and how it should function. And what I found was I was depleting myself. I was putting too much things on my schedule. I was taking clients and just feeling drained. I would do months and months and months of works and days of work without taking a break. Okay. I was not doing what I was telling everybody else to do, which was to practice self-love and self-care, because I felt like this is what I'm doing. I'm helping people. So obviously, when my dad got sick last year, everything kind of took a turn, right? Like my whole world just really just flipped upside down. And I realized from last June, maybe up until this January, I have not really been myself. Okay. I knew that there was something that I needed to do personally. I couldn't quite put my finger on what I needed to do to be happy with me. I no longer felt happy. I questioned even reading the tarot. I questioned whether I was not even helping people. Hey, Ronnie B. Hey, how are you, my love? I questioned whether or not I was even helping people with my gift. I questioned if this was really what I was supposed to be doing. Okay. So I checked out. So if you were part of my community, like I was live constantly and we were channeling. I was giving you guys all of this information, but I had to tap out because I needed to hear for myself, right? How can I be of service to other people if I can't even hear for myself? So I needed to tap out. Now, when I tapped out, I didn't know that I was not going to be doing lives for like 3 months. It happened to me before. I don't think I've done a live but once this year on the YouTube platform, right? So I tapped out so I could get reconnected with myself. Hence the 100-day journey as where we are now. All right. Now, if you go back and you look at even the first day of that journey, I can tell you guys, I don't know if you guys are checking in every day with what the journey is about. And this may sound selfish, right? But I initially really started this journey for myself and I wanted to share with other people, right? Because I felt disconnected. The journey was not about so much blaming myself or beating myself up for anything that I may have missed or anything that I overlooked or anything that I made a mistake in. It was really about reconnecting me to me, right? Like getting me back to my core of what made me happy, right? And to be honest with you, what makes me happy is to step outside, listen to the birds in the morning, and sip a cup of coffee. Like, how simple is that? What makes me happy is to speak to a young lady on the phone that I can inspire. What makes me happy is I can come on here and share what I've learned with you guys, right? That's the stuff that makes me happy, right? Happiness to me stopped being so much now about how much likes or click I was getting on a video, because I started to think about, you start to think about productivity, right? I started to think about when I first launched the channel, how I was getting thousands of clicks on a video, and some of them maybe even clickbait, but I started to think about getting the thousands of clicks on a video down to when I made up my mind that I wanted more substance, right? To how the views just dropped down. And Spirit had to ask me, like, are you doing this for likes? Are you doing this for views? Are you really doing this to help the people that really want to help themselves? Like, what is your reason, right? And your purpose for what you're doing? Why are you doing this, right? So I had to reconnect. And I am doing this genuinely to help people to understand that we have more power than we give ourselves permission to use. We have more wealth. We have more abundance. We have more health. All right. And we live in a fucking matrix, right? And you really can bend things at your will, mentally first, emotionally, and then it presses out in the physical realm. Okay. So with that being said, this 100-day journey is about you going in and looking within yourself and not judging yourself. It's really about you chipping away, right? It's about you chipping away at limitations that was created for you by other people, right? Limitations that was created for you by systemic programming, limitations that was created for you by your own insecurities, right? Limitations that may have been created for you through trauma, okay? Limitations that may have been created for you because of just your environment and where you are, right? So we are going to look at everything, right, on a whole, not everything externally per se, but everything internally and how externally affects you internally. That's what this journey is about. Okay. I started this journey 17 days ago. And I don't know, and I spoke about this in one of the videos. When I started this journey 17 days ago, I had such a bad allergic reaction, y'all. My skin was discolored. Okay. Right now it's healing up. That's why y'all see my neck today. Okay. My skin was discolored. All right. My neck was black and red and inflamed. Okay. I had a really bad allergic reaction to the pollen. Okay. And I think that day that I realized I no longer have to make sacrifice with this allergy thing. Like I can, I can literally make a decision and go get like professional help for this, because this over the counter stuff is not working. I made a decision that day to see somebody. Okay. And then just that decision made me realize how many other decisions or how many other things within me and within my experience, I was not giving myself permission to have, to be, to experience, to know, to feel, right? Something as simple as being able to not just chuck it up to, oh, it's just allergy season. This is what I go through, right? Because that's where I was mentally. This is allergy season. I just got to deal with it, right? Something as simple as that made me realize how much other things was I not giving myself permission to have, to be, to feel, to let go, to release. So along this journey, that's what we're doing. We're allowing you, hi, life's as bright. I love that. That's what this journey is about. This journey is about allowing you to be yourself without judgment. All right. Because real talk, right? Who the fuck can walk this earth and say that they don't have some shit that they don't necessarily want people to know, or they're not necessarily ashamed of, right? Who can walk around here and say they don't have some type of insecurity that they've had to overcome? Who can walk around this place and say that they don't have something within themselves, right, that they need to build, or maybe something within themselves that they need to release? Everybody on this journey, if you're being honest with yourself, you have had some place and point in your life where you've had to make a decision, right? Whether you're going to move forward in unforgiveness or whether you're going to forgive, right? Now, there are only two things that motivates people in this realm. Okay, so there's really only two energetic patterns that you need to pay attention to. So whether they label these patterns as negative, positive, masculine, feminine, yin, yang, okay, up, down, in, out, okay, male, female, it doesn't matter. We're still talking about two energy polarities, right? And within each polarity, you still have the balance of love and hate. So please understand, right? When we're talking about energy and we're talking about duality, we're always talking about the same energy on the same scale, but different polarities, which means every energy that you see in another person, guess what? That should also exist within you. You're just utilizing it on a different polarity, or you've just mastered that energy where you're able to bring that into balance. I hope I'm explaining this properly, because you're going to have to understand this in this journey. Because if you don't understand that, then you are going to be emotionally and mentally triggered, and whoever controls you mentally and emotionally controls what you do, what you think, what you buy, how you feel, when you're going to get up out your bed, when you're going to, everything. Okay. So it's important for you to know, okay, what your triggers are, because whoever controls you mentally and emotionally is going to control how the fuck you feel. Okay. You need to understand that. All right. So mastery of self is going to be important. Okay. Now, if you look at the titles as we're going through the journey, the 100-day journey, they're very, very specific titles. All right. What I do when I sit and I bring you guys the video is I sit with spirit. I literally sit with spirit and I ask, okay, what are we working on today? Okay. What are we working on today? And I ask that question because transparency is key. I'm going to tell you guys something. Do y'all think being a spiritual walk is all like peace, love, and y'all don't think sometimes you be wanting to fuck people up and like punch people in the face and like smack people and shit? Everything is not always, namaste. Everything is not always namaste. It's not. And especially if you were sensitive to energy and you know that chick behind the counter just don't like her job and she is projecting some shit and you just want to snatch her. Listen, y'all, it takes a lot more energy for you, the individual, to gain control of your feelings than to be the chick behind the corner. You understand what I'm saying? Being nasty just because they don't like their day or they don't like what's happening in their day. Okay? It takes a lot more energy for you to be able to choose how you're going to move forward with your day versus someone projecting their shit on you, right? All right. Cerise said, don't snatch her. Instead of them projecting their stuff on you, right? It takes more energy. Okay. So as we're going through the 100 days, these messages are really, they're really for you to go in and look at yourself. This journey ain't about nobody else. People, let me tell you, people are always going to have something to say, especially the people that's not doing shit. Okay. The people that's not doing anything with their life is always going to have something to say about how you live in your life. Okay. How you leveling up. Okay. People are always going to have something to say. So what you need to do right now is make up your mind on your spiritual path and on your spiritual journey that you cannot allow what other people say, think, and feel about how you choose to walk out your spirit's ritual. You got to be mindful, y'all, that you can't allow, okay, you can allow other people to be the one to dictate that for you. Okay. Now, mastery is key. I've been talking about this since the end of last year, and definitely bring that in the daily vibrations where we're vibrating on the year of mental and emotional chess. So we're talking about mental and emotional self-mastery here. Okay. Now, how are you going to mentally and emotionally master yourself if you're not checking in with yourself, if you're not being honest with yourself, if you're not being real with yourself? How are you going to master yourself when it's everybody else's fault while you do what you do? How do you master that? How do you really master yourself when everybody else gets blamed for you reacting or overreacting or not reacting or choosing not to act, right? How do you master that? You don't master that, because if you're trying to continuously live in a pattern of being the victim, you can't get to self-mastery if you're the victim. That's just not going to happen. Self-mastery comes in when you begin to take a look at yourself, right? So when you're moving throughout the 100 days and you're triggered, before you jump and say, you know what? That made me angry. I got to tell such and such about themselves because I don't like the way that went down. Stop and simply ask yourself, okay, why am I angry? Why did that offend me? Why did that sting? Why did that hurt? Okay. Why did that hurt? Yep. You're right. Serene, you're right. Looking at it differently. Right? Looking at it differently, guys, right? The one thing that you need to do as we are moving throughout the rest of the year, okay? And as we go into the lectures, okay? The lectures start on Saturday. The VIP lectures is where I literally pull out the toolbox and we begin to actually take the steps, the tools. We're using astrology, numerology, astro travel, chanting, everything that I know I will be sharing as to how you guys can put this together and apply it, okay? Hey, Cat Kales. So just know that, okay? So the VIP lectures are going to be via Zoom. It's going to be interactive, all right? And that is for a $50 donation, all right? And you have access from Saturday all the way up until July 3rd, okay? For your one-time $50 donation. Hey, Apple, all right? Now, after the first week, that donation goes up to $75, but you still have access, okay, from your time of donation up until July 3rd, which the 100 days end on July 6th. The last live is going to be on July 7th, and the last lecture is going to be on July 3rd, okay? Now, so we're going to be going through all of this. We're going to be dissecting the energy. So weekly in the live Zooms, we are going to map out the energy of the week. You're going to get a breakdown of what the hell is going on and what you need to be mindful for and how you need to position yourself, okay? Now, on the lives, we're just going to do overview, all right? So it's all about you being able to check yourself in this time. Let me just tell you guys something else also. Please be mindful that this is the time right now because we're about to switch over into the Taurian energy. This is the time also for you to make sure that you have a community around you that can support where it is you're headed, whether that's emotionally, mentally, physically, financially. You do not want to ground yourself with anyone right now that is not like-minded and that is not, if they're not doing something, moving towards putting their thoughts into action. Okay. There is new ways to do things now, guys. You cannot be doing things the old way anymore. Let me repeat that again. All right. And if any of you study energy or astrology, you know this shit is all over the heavens. Okay. It's all over the heavens. All right. There is new energy right now. Okay. Every time you come into Aries season, you have now entered a new zodiac calendar cycle, a new wheel. All right. That is important. Who you establish yourself as in Aries season when we entered in March 21st is going to be substantiated or grounded, right? This is the self. This is the persona. This is the personality. This is the I am this energy that you're going to be rocking with for the next 12 months, okay? And this is the part of you that you can master based on what's going on in the heavens. Why am I bringing that up? If you take a look at what's going on in the world right now, there's a lot of newness. Old things are breaking up, okay? One of the old things that are breaking up is how people are going to remain stable, stability. Stability in your money, stability in your home, all right? We're swapping over to the energy that is asking you to take a look at stability. Take a look at how you're spending money, to take a look at how you're spending your time. Take a look at how you're fucking planting your seeds. And when I'm talking about seeds, I'm talking about your time, your energy, your money, your love, your sex. Your sex. We're going to talk about some sex magic too in these lectures. All right? Because it's important for you to know sex is just not casual. Sex is, listen to me, ladies. Listen to me, ladies. Sex is just not casual. Please understand that. You are not just creating babies. Okay? You're not just creating babies. All right? You can create businesses, you can create energy entities. Okay, this is when you can't fucking shake a nigga. You can't shake this man because what? Every time you move around, it's like the thoughts just bombarding you. You feel like you got some type of soul tie. Hey, Destiny Jimin, how are you, sweetie? So understand that, right? Sex is not just about creating babies. Sex is a creative energy. You can create or you can fucking destroy with sex. Please understand that. So you're going to have to change the way that you view things, okay? And a lot of things that I'm going to be talking about when you hear me talk about sexual energy is not just going to equate to you sleeping with somebody. I'm talking about creative energy. When you hear me talk about that, think of it as creative energy because everything really needs to have sex to create. And that's just the combining of two, right? You understand what I'm saying? So who are you creatively having sex within your mental capacity? Because I'm not just talking about physically here. Okay? I'm not just talking about physically here. Okay? Yep, see? Serene the healer said it, sacral chakra energy. And she's right. Because Serene, you know that's where that codependency dwells, right in that sacral chakra. Your sacral chakra is responsible for emotions, relationships, and the change that needs to happen in these relationships. But it's also responsible for sex, your sexuality, and it's also responsible for codependency. See, and so you guys, let me tell you something. All right. This shit is so real. It is so real. And if you are not mastering yourself, somebody else is mastering you. All right. Somebody else is mastering you if you're not mastering yourself. So as we're moving throughout the 100 days, take the opportunity to have these questions, to ask yourself these questions. This journey is not about you failing. You've already passed. The fact that you click on that video, honey, and you listen and you're not, see, and this is another thing. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. There is no trying to be better. If you're trying to be better, you need to stop. Listen to me. There is no trying to be better. If you are trying to be better, you need to stop. You need to stop. You need to stop trying to be better and you just need to be. You need to be. How are you trying to be better and you don't even know who you are? Be. Be. That is what it's about. Be. Okay, so let me give you some real-time examples of what I'm talking about, so y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? When I started earlier in January, I knew that we were stepping into new energy, right? I knew that I had to figure out how I was going to go ahead and have my business to grow, right? Without doing it the old way. Because I started telling you guys, I came over into the business thinking it needed to be done like corporate America. So I knew that. I knew that I had to do things a different way, okay? But I also had to be real with myself. I've kind of gotten spoiled, and I'm like sitting by the lake and chilling with spirit. And I like if I have an appointment with a client, you know, and if I want to read the hey Jay Simone, how are you, beautiful? And if I want to read the tarot cards and have a, you know, an intuitive session outside in the sun, I want to do that. I want to be able to have a flexible schedule so I could, yeah, you know, drive and talk. I don't want to be stuck behind of a desk. You know, I want to be able to have flexible, and I don't want to work past 6 o'clock. Matter of fact, I really only want to have like a 4 or 5 hour work day. Matter of fact, I don't even know if I want to work all week. Like, this is what I'm going and I'm thinking in my head, right? And this is what I'm thinking in my head, y'all. Okay. Why can't you think like that? Who says that you got to get up every day and you got to do it this way? Who said that? Then I had a conversation with Kelly Kales one day, right? This was, I think she's reminded me the other day. It was day 4. I had a conversation with Kelly Kales on day 4, you know, because any of you know me, I told you guys all of that fixed energy in my chart. I'm very regimented. I need a list. I need a schedule, right? So being spontaneous, I wanted to come and I wanted to do the 100 days and I wanted it to be spontaneous. And I noticed, well, that's not working for me because I got to sit with spirit. So that means the videos might not get put up until 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Like, so how is people going to tap into themselves at 3 p.m. in the afternoon when I'm just, you know, so that didn't work. But I was making myself so anxious, right? Because it got to be spontaneous in my head. That's how it needs to be. And Kelly simply said to me one day, because I was going down the list of how I'm feeling, and I don't know if, you know, it's not working and da. And she says, well, you do know you are your own boss, right? And you're doing this to yourself because you're the one that creates your own schedule, right? Like, you do know that, right? And I'm like, fuck. Yeah. I actually do. So I had to step back for a moment, guys, right? And I had to look literally at how I was doing things. Instead of creating an atmosphere for myself where I can allow the energy to flow, right? I was creating an atmosphere to think that the energy had to be turned on, if that makes sense, right? So instead of me showing up and allowing the energy to flow, I was walking around and thinking that when I showed up, the energy had to be turned on. Yep. Serene, you're absolutely right. And then she said to me this. She said, do you realize that you don't need to do a video or you don't need to go live to be working? She said, you work every day. You go to the store, you help somebody. You go to the gas station, you start talking to somebody, you help them. She said, when are you not working? When are you not working? So I'm going to ask you guys the same question. When are you not walking in your purpose? When are you not always present with yourself? When? And you need to start thinking about that. And I wasn't present with myself, y'all. I got disconnected. I thought that if I didn't put a video out, right, I was showing the universe I wasn't committed, right? I thought that if the video wasn't done by a certain time, you know, I wasn't really showing the universe I wasn't committed. But in the meantime, I'm telling you, I'm showing up every day. I don't understand. I'm showing up every day. You're showing up every day, but you're not being. You're showing up every day, but you're still thinking that it has to be done this way. You're showing up every day and you're not being. So y'all know what I do now? I wake up. I go sit with spirit. Sometimes for hours. I get my notebook because this is the 100-day notebook. I get the notebook and then I just begin to map it out. What I hear spirit say, I just write it down. Yep, whole new mindset. I just write it down. I no longer put time frames. Well, except the lives, you know, the lives I got to put because I need, you know, we need to create a space. So the lives is really the only thing that I can say I actually have locked in my appointments, my private appointments with clients. Outside of that, I allow my day to flow. I have this has to get done, but I don't tell myself that it needs to get done at any particular time anymore. The only thing that I'm concerned about is that it gets done. That's it. Now, there's also different levels of how I'm doing that too. There is must get done today, and then there's just to do, right? And I have to do that because sometimes you have something, because I'm list oriented, y'all. I'm list oriented, y'all, right? I'm list oriented. So if I put it on the list to do and it don't get done, I will beat myself up. It was on the list and it didn't get done, right? But in the meantime, I had a beautiful day where I walked into a store. I was able to help somebody. I got a phone call. I was able to help somebody. I had a client, I was able to help somebody. I'm not paying attention to all of that, right? But in my mind, I didn't get to check a list off. I didn't get to check a list off, right? In my mind, I didn't get to check the list off, right? So now I got all this weight. Girl, you weren't productive today. What the hell did you do? Ain't shit on your list got done. Ain't shit on the list got done. Now I'm beating myself up for not being productive, not paying attention to in my moment of beingness. I was there. I showed up and I fucking rocked it. I rocked it. But because I have it on a piece of paper, right? I talked myself out of all of that beingness that I just experienced throughout the day. So now I have my must gets done, which means if this is a time sensitive issue, it got to get done today. If this is not a time sensitive issue, it's on the list and it will get done because I'm list oriented. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And the one thing that I do is just set the intention in my mind that it has to get done. Do you know how powerful setting an intention is? We started off the week where I told you guys that we're walking down in expectations. And I really want to talk about that for a second. I really want to talk about expectations for a second, especially when you are dealing with spiritual things. All right. First of all, let me just tell you guys right now. All right. And I'm going to put this out there. There is no book ever written on the face of this earth where you do not contain that hidden knowledge and gem locked in you. I'm going to say this again. Heem, how are you? Oh my gosh, I miss you. I'm back on Wednesdays, Heem, at 12 noon. I'm back on Wednesdays. There is no knowledge, no information. There's nothing in a book that is coded to you that you do not have access to. There is no opportunity. There is no there is no opportunity. There is no experience that you want to experience, right? That you cannot tap into if you don't, if you trust yourself. So let me give you an example. Okay. Sometimes we walk around and we don't give ourselves permission to experience things or to have things, right? So you put out all of these affirmations and you say, I'm going to manifest this, and I'm going to manifest that, and I'm going to manifest this, and I'm going to manifest that, and I'm working on manifesting this, and I'm working on manifesting that, right? You do all of that, but internally, you're having this self-taught dialogue with yourself that's saying, cancel that. No, you can't have that because money's the root of evil, all evil. No, you really don't want a good relationship like that because remember, all men ain't worth shit because you had that past relationship there, right? Oh, no, remember, you can't do that because remember what your mama did to your father, so you can't trust men. So no, that's not going to work over there. Oh, no, girl, you can't do that because, why? You can't trust women. You don't see what your sister did? No, girl, so we not doing none of that, right? So you have all of these beautiful manifestations that you write out in your journal and everything, right? But then you're still walking around and in your expectations level and the dialogues that you're having with yourself, your internal dialogue does not match shit that you got in your fucking journal. You know? Hey, Tab, how are you? I miss you too, my love. You understand what I'm saying? The journal does not match anything that you have going on in your internal dialogue. Really? Okay. Heem, could you put up your channel link in the chat? Hi, Aisha. How are you, my love? Heem, could you put up your channel link in the chat so I can go ahead and make sure that I hop on over and support you? Heem is a day one, y'all. Yes. Frequency. Yes. Yes, you are absolutely right. Frequency. 9819. Did I say that right? Because sometimes I see things backwards. Very contradictory. So you got to pay attention to that. Yes. Yep. Portia, you're right. You're undoing everything that you wrote in your journal, right? And we're going to talk about this in the live lectures too, because we're going to talk about scribing. Hey, Nye. Y'all got to show Nye some love. Nye is also a day one, and she's an awesome weight loss coach, y'all. Okay. So if anybody's on their weight loss journey, okay, y'all got to definitely make sure y'all are checking into my girl Nye and see if she has appointments available. You can set that up with her. Oh, it's your name? So Heem, is it Heem 722 Divinely Guided? Is that what I'm going to be looking up? Okay. All right. So let's talk about your internal dialogues, right? So you want to be mindful, okay, that you can be scribing one thing in your journals, right? But in your internal dialogue, you're having a totally different conversation with yourself. This is why self-check and checking in with yourself is important. This is why you cannot take shit personal. Let me tell y'all something. You want a supercharged way to really elevate in your spiritual journey? Practice the principle of not taking things personal. Practice that principle. Hey, Latia, I hope I did not mispronounce your name. Yeah, I agree with you internally. Okay, perfect. Okay, Heem, I got you. You will see me subscribing, Heem. Okay, and I'm make sure I got that. Yeah, so internal dialogues, y'all, is important. Does anybody know does anybody and this is let me just say this right now too, guys. I'm never going to ask you to take my word for golden. You're going to have to go research your own shit. Okay? You'll have to research your own shit. And there's a purpose for that. You study to show yourself approved, honey. You don't study to prove me wrong. You study to show yourself approved. And if you're only studying things so you can prove people wrong, you're not ready for this shit yet. Okay? If you are only studying just so you can go ahead and debunk somebody else's stuff, you're not ready for this. You're studying to show yourself approved. So if I say to you, and let me just give you my theory, okay? Oh, you are welcome. I miss you, my love. How is your I miss you guys too. Okay, so let me just say this, okay? There is, and I really want to get this right because I really don't want to there is a place within you, right? There is a place within you, and listen to me here, right? That nobody else has the code to unlock but you. Nobody. Nobody. There is a space within you that nobody can give permission to have, to do, to be, to want, to feel, but you. Okay? There's that space. Now, let me tell you how that unfolds. I can sit here and I can say over and over again, oh, Karen, you're so beautiful. You're so talented. Girl, you got this. Everything you do here so well. Girl, you got this, right? And I can be telling Karen this for 2 years over and over, encouraging, supporting, right? Karen could be writing in her journal for 2 years how she wants to shop and how she feels, But Karen doesn't feel like she's worthy, and Karen doesn't feel like she's talented, and Karen doesn't feel like she has what it takes to step out on faith and own a shop and own a beauty shop and do hair, right? So therefore, Karen can't have the success from the beauty shop. Therefore, Karen can't really step in to all of the wonderful alignments that may be waiting for her, right? Just to take that step. People can motivate you. People can encourage you. Yep. Yep, Serene. You're right. Right. People can motivate you. People can encourage you. But if you don't give yourself that permission, it's falling on deaf ears. It is falling on deaf ears. I had to give myself permission. Something as simple as freaking allowing myself to go to the doctor to take a freaking allergy shot because I was suffering. And that's just an allergy shot. How much people are walking around suffering? I can't forgive you. If I forgive you, that means that you get away with it. So no, I can't forgive you. Do you know that you're not forgiving someone so they can get away with something? Do you know that forgiving someone is for you? Do you know that? Do you know that forgiveness is for you? So these are all things we're going to be working on throughout the 100 days. Forgiveness is for you. This whole journey is for you. The one thing I can say, if you master this, the not taking things personally, not taking things personally. You want to begin your spiritual work and you don't know where to begin. You begin by not taking things personally. Oh, come on. Psh, what the hell you mean not take things personally? You must not know my coworker. You don't know Michelle. Oh no, you two hell don't know my damn cousins. Oh girl, you don't know my mama. Girl, you don't know my mama. And I live with my mama, girl, bye. And you told me what? Don't take things personally. And girl, bye. You ain't seen my two sisters. Come on. Oh no, Kamoy. Oh no, you ain't, girl. Do you know the girl? Do you know my man? Do you know my man? And you talk about what? Do you know he just does dumb shit just to fuck with me? You talk about don't take that shit personal? Yeah, I'm telling you not to take that shit personal. Yes, I am. Don't take that shit personal. Don't. I'm telling you not to. And here's why. As an alchemist, you begin to understand whatever you give attention to is energy. And whatever you give your energy to, honey, it grows. So if you're going to give your attention and energy to bullshit, guess what? More bullshit going to grow. Okay. So yeah, I know about them cousins. I know about the fucking Gargamels. I know about the Hazels. Oh, so those of you that are new to the channel, let's talk about the Hazels and the Gargamels. Okay. The Hazels are the people in your life that don't never have nothing positive to say. So those of you that are day ones, and part of the old tribe, you know this already. Hazels are the ones that every time you see their ass, they don't got nothing good to say. Hazel don't never got nothing good to say. Okay. Yep. Wherever your attention goes, your energy flows. Yep. Hazels don't ever have anything good to say, honey. Okay. They don't. The sun is always too hot. Okay. The sun is always too hot. The water ain't cold enough. Okay. It's always something. Hazel don't ever have nothing positive to say. But the ones you got to watch out for is Gargamels. Okay. Just like the Smurfs, Gargamel come find your ass to stomp your lights out. Okay. So you got your Hazels, which you could get past the Hazels, because you go to the store, you find a Hazel. You know what I'm saying? You pay attention to the Gargamels. And usually the Gargamels are the ones that are close to you because only people that are close to you can kick your ass in some spiritual warfare. Spiritual warfare don't have anything to do with anybody that you don't give a shit about. You're not concerned in taking shit personally about people you don't give a shit about, unless you just have a really low self-esteem and then you're trying to fill your esteem based on the world and how they view you, which that's a whole nother problem. Okay. All right. Gargamel come look for your ass. And if anybody's old enough to go back to the Smurfs, and I'm going to tell you something too, because if we're talking about synchronicity, I'm going to show you how you got to pay attention to the allegories. The Smurfs were blue. Blue represents your throat chakra. Gargamel was coming in and stomping out the blue Smurfs in the blue villages. Right? So what is he stomping out? What was Gargamel stomping out? Gargamel was stomping out that voice, your force, your power, your vibration, your frequency. Stop letting hazels and gargamels come into your experiences and giving hazels and gargamels and the narcissist and the energy vampire your fucking attention. Stop it. Stop taking things personally. Do you know 9 times out of 10 when you take things personally, it don't got nothing to do with you? Do y'all know that? 9 times out of 10 when you take things personally, it don't have anything to do with you, baby. Right? And I'm telling you from personal experience. I'm telling you from personal experience. I am 44 years old now, y'all. And for more than half of my life, I took personally that I was a black sheep of the family. I was treated differently. You know, my dad wasn't sure if I was his child, which was a crack of bullshit. Got told that when I was young. So I questioned everything, y'all. Until one day, I had a conversation with my dad. And he began to tell me a story of when he was 19 years old and how he got his heart broken and how he never loved after that again. Y'all see what I'm saying? Now I'm in my 30s, y'all. No, I'm in my 40s at this point. I'm in my 40s at this point. And I'm way in my spiritual work now, right? Way in my spiritual work. Hey, Afro, haven't seen you in a long time, beautiful. I'm way in my spiritual work now, right? I'm in my 40s. Found out at 12 that he had these thoughts that I wasn't his, you know. Now in my 40s, I'm realizing, oh my God, I've been holding my dad accountable for all this years to give me love, but he couldn't give me love because he didn't know how to receive that. How could I ask this man to give me something that he was blocking off from himself? He gave me what he could. We didn't ever want for nothing. We didn't ever want for nothing. No money, no food, no nothing. But that love, what I needed, what I blamed him for, he didn't have it to give, y'all. At least not in the way that I thought he should have had it. And that was based on he got hurt at 19 and decided that he was not going to let nobody in. And my daddy was a wonderful man, but he was also a woman's man. Okay? So he loved, or he allowed women to love him, but he just never gave his heart to one particular person, y'all. Right? So with that being said, I could have walked around, right, with the stigma. And I did. I did for a really long time. I did for a really long time. Because to find out at such an age, right, that the one male in your life thinks that you're not even connected and don't want you, like who the fuck other man is going to want you? So this is the stigma that I walked around with, which created the whole heaviness of unworthiness, right? And then when you feel unworthy, what do? You attract unworthy relationships to you because now you trauma bonded. Now you trauma bonded. Now you pulling relationships into your experience based on what? Your trauma. Whatever you give energy to, it grows. Please be mindful of that. Whatever you give energy to, it grows. Think about it. If you need to charge your cell phone, you need to charge your cell phone, right? You need to give it power. You need to give it energy. Don't you plug it in? And once you plug it in, don't the energy charge go up? Same thing, y'all. The question is, what are you giving your energy to in this season? Pay attention. We are in new energy. Who have you established yourself to be in this season? If you are still trying to do things the old way in this season, you're going to get fucked and you're going to get caught up in that spin that we talked about last year. The spin is still real, y'all. People are going to be, okay, first of all, let me just tell y'all, and we're going to be going through this until July. So as we progress through the lives, y'all know how this works. The channels are going to come in, the dates are going to come in. Y'all know how they do, right? But this is what I will say. What you need to be focused on right now in this energy is stability in your identity. We're coming out of where you should already establish how you want to move. You may not quite know how you're going to unfold it or how it's going to pan out or how it's going to work, but you damn sure should not be sitting thinking about replaying the same shit that wasn't working in this new energy, because you're going to get frustrated, especially if it's around stability and money, because you have Uranus currently positioning in Taurus. Taurus is second house energy. We're getting ready to go into second house energy in a couple of days, maybe a week. I think it's next week. or end of the week or something, right? We're getting ready to transit over into that energy. So that is about stability. That is about money, right? That is also Venus energy. Venus can be in an aspect of herself where she overindulges, right? Or she is super loving and nurturing. The question is, where are you within these energy, right? Or are you still on some codependent shit because you're not ready to let some shit go? Or let someone go? Or let a feeling go? Or you still on some I'm mad at you shit because what my feelings is still hurt? Now, let me tell y'all something. This is what you're going to find out when you're doing the spiritual work. You're going to find out how you yourself could be a fucking hypocrite. Real talk. You find out how you, the individual that is all spiritual and namaste and peace be unto you, you find out how you could be sometimes one of the most judgmental person because now you on your peaceful shit and everybody in the world is just fucked up. Right? Check yourself in this energy. You should not, especially if you are an empath. If you are an empath, you should not be in any relationship right now where it is not receptive, where it is not a give and take. If anybody in your circle right now is giving less than they're taking, you are going to have a problem. From now until we get positioned into Virgo season, okay? From now until we get positioned into Virgo season, it's important for you to understand this. Wherever you're planting your seeds, and when I'm talking about seeds, I'm talking about your money, I'm talking about your time, I'm talking about your energy, I'm talking about your thoughts, I'm talking about your love, I'm even talking about your pussy and your dick, your sex. Now, keeping in mind also, even when I go back to pussy and dick, that's still, once again, energy. We talk about masculine, feminine principle, ones and zeros here. And for those of you who can't track dick and pussy, just so you know that, okay? We're still talking about ones and zeros here. So if you're out there trying to track what somebody's doing, how they move, where they at, you need to stop that shit. You need to stop that. Track yourself. Track yourself. Okay? That's the problem. Track yourself. This level up season. And it don't have to be difficult. Do you know how powerful just leveling up has to be? It's just like making a conscious thought. It's all you got to do is make a conscious decision that change is needed. That's it. Do you know the chick on the couch in January that decides that she's going to lose 90 pounds and fit into her bikini while she on the couch eating potato chips and cookies and stuff? But girl, I'm going to be thin come this summer. I'm going to be thin, okay? Versus the chick that got up on January 1st and went and bought a membership. Now, this is her New Year's resolution, but she has not mentally fortified herself. Do you know the chick that was on the couch mentally fortifying herself with them chips and them cookies is going to attain her goal? And the chick that may not have mentally fortified herself but bought the gym membership may fucking quit before 2 months? Do you know that? Do you know that? The way to get things done and accomplished in this time is not by so much physically first getting up and doing things, especially if this is a change that needs to happen from within. You are going to have to do the work from within. There has to be some type of internal change to happen first. There has to be. And if you are waiting for external changes to happen first before you make an internal change, you're going to be fucked. Hey, CA, how are you? You're going to be screwed. Okay. And if you're new to the channel and you have a problem with the cursing, I apologize. But if you can get past the cursing, honey, you can find the gems. Okay. Just so you know. One of my guides curse a lot. So just depending on which message is coming through, you might hear a lot more fucks, just so you know. Okay. And anybody that have a problem with the word fuck, fucks to me, I have renamed fuck. Fucks to me means frequency, understanding, creation, and knowledge. So when you hear me say fuck, that is what I'm speaking about. Your frequency, the universe and understanding, creation, and knowledge. Okay. Do you see how you can control your spells? You see that? Okay. You see how you can control your spell, your words, cast your spells. Understand the languages that you use. Understand that all your spells, all your words are locked up in numbers. They're locked up in codes. Okay. See, I said no curses with them. I use them all the time. Yeah. I think fuck is probably one of my favorite words. You know. Yep. Control your spells. Control your spells and give yourself permission. All right. Okay, y'all. So I got 5 minutes left before I jumped off. In case you guys don't know, my oldest is going to be 16 today. So I got a 16-year-old. Yeah, he's taller than me. Oh, I got a 16-year-old. He's taller than me. They don't have school on Wednesdays, so I'm about to take him out for lunch. But I will be back here on Wednesdays, y'all. So this is a new schedule, right? So we are here on Wednesdays, every Wednesday from 12 p.m. noon to about 1 p.m. I can't stay longer today because I got to go take my son out for lunch for his birthday. Yeah, I know, right? Kevin, I know, like they're growing, right? So I'm gonna be back next Wednesday. Now, thank you, Nye. On Saturday, guys, all right, I do the live lectures via Zoom, okay? It's going to be via a private Zoom link. Once you've made your donation of $50, you have access from this Saturday the 17th up until Saturday, July 3rd. You have access to all of the lectures, okay? So you can come through, you'll get the Zoom link and you can come on in. That is going to be for a $50 donation. After the first week, it goes up to $75 donation, all right? In the Zoom classes, this is where we pull out our spiritual toolbox, all right? This is where we get into the spell, making the spell, where we get into scribing. This is where we get into your chakras and how to use your words to manipulate things. This is where we get into how to reprogram yourself, okay? So everything that we talked about on the channel today, in the live lectures, we get in the how-tos. Okay, the how-tos is what we talk about in the live lectures, and you're going to leave with some actual steps that you can do to fortify yourself mentally and emotionally. So if you're interested, okay, if you are interested, what you guys can do is you can definitely go ahead and make your donation via PayPal or Cash App, okay? Make sure to include your email address so you can receive the Zoom link, all right? And if you're not going to be joining us via the VIP lectures on Saturday, I am going to be back here next Wednesday at 12 noon, all right? Topic is going to be a little different, but we're going to circle back next Wednesday at 12 noon. So come with your questions if you guys got questions, right? And I'm going to see you guys in the lectures on Saturday. Bye, my loves. I appreciate y'all. Instagram, y'all show me a lot of love today. Mwah. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. YouTube community, I miss y'all. I think we need to start doing like relationship chronicles and spiritual conversations again, paid for it Fridays, right? So let me see if I can get that back on the schedule and we can convene with that. But in the meantime, I'm gonna see y'all on Wednesdays, okay? Bye, my loves. Appreciate y'all.